Greetings, Masandawana. Greetings, football lovers. We are back with yet another installment of the Yellow Corner. And this time we bring you the preview of our Game 11 week match in the DStv Premiership as we host struggling Cape Town Spurs on Wednesday night at 1900, 7:30 at Loftus Versfeld. And as you can see, today I'm joined by a member of this family, man, a guy who's been with us from day one, man. Malume, Ugrand.
Hi, as the name says, Grand Aizo, and welcome. Thank you for hosting me again, and then it's an honor to be back at the Yellow Corner. Thank you.
No, man, I'm really happy you could join us, man. It's been a while since we last had you here, man. So it's great that we're not ending the year without you having being a part of one of our previews, man. Just to let you guys know, Rabs won't be available for the next couple of previews due to work commitments. So we'll have a different guest. He'll probably be back for the preview, either our last game of the league or the penultimate one of the year, Cape Town City. So, Raps is not here, but we have a perfect replacement for him. A replacement that I'm not happy with because of what happened on Saturday at the footy Twitter games. As the sporting director, I'm not happy. I'm waiting for the report from Coach Obi, but I saw that certain players were on the starting lineup removed because of soccer boots and stuff like that. What do you have to say for yourself, Manu?
No, what I can say is that I'm okay. It's a coach decision after all, but as a senior guy, I'm a bit disappointed. That I was included in the starting lineup, and then 5 minutes later, while I went to look for the resources, and then suddenly I'm out of the lineup, and then you get to be subbed in 8 minutes late in the second half. Only 8 minutes left of the second half, and then we're being led by a single goal. So, but otherwise, we trust the elders and the structure to work on that. But we will come back stronger in the next edition.
Yeah, no, as an elder of the team, I will sit down with Coach Obi and find out what exactly happened, man. And before we get to this preview, and Malume, let's talk about what happened on Sunday afternoon as we drew 0-0 at home in what I consider as a must-win match. Yeah, our CAF Champions League group stage. What did you make of that game? Because for now, that game, the only way to explain it is using an example here. You know, when a child comes back home from school with an assignment or a homework, and then they don't say anything when they get home, only to tell you as the parent in the morning, or mama, papa, I have an assignment that is due today. And now everyone runs around at the last minute trying to put this thing together. That's what I saw of that performance. I don't know of you, Emmanuel.
Yeah, it wasn't that of a good performance. It wasn't convincing enough to show that we needed that win. We were very slow almost in every part of the play, and getting the effect of unlocking that pyramid's defense wasn't showing. So many instances were so lethargic, and then we couldn't be in sync. We couldn't like get the right passes as well into their final third and unlock that block. So it was just a slow match. Nothing so exciting that much to say. We wanted those 3 points, but otherwise, nonetheless, a point. It was a good thing. We didn't lose home. Still on top of the log, but still the group is still open. So it means when we go to Egypt, we must get the full 3 points, do or die, and stamp the authority in this group, that to show that we've been in the CAF Champions League for the longest time, not to be bullied or be troubled by teams that are making their debuts.
Absolutely agree with you, Enamalume. You know what annoyed me at that game is what happened after the game. Se re tlo phaphelwa le ke bo Fiston Mayele, no, becoming loud mouths on Instagram. Yeah, so that annoyed me. So that's why I want us to go there and give them a lesson, a proper lesson in football, man. But yeah, like you said, a point. We take a point and we move on, man. Getting into the preview, yeah, what lies ahead as we host Cape Town Spurs, top versus bottom clash. Mamelodi Sundowns obviously on top, and the what you call this Cape Town Spurs at the bottom of the log. Then, can they surprise us when I think I always reference this other game. Yeah, Unali Black Leopards card in 2020-2021 season where we were top and then they were down there, and they got a late equalizer in one of the games that annoyed me, Mamelodi Sundowns. Can they pull a surprise and leave Pretoria with a point or maximum point?
Oh, yeah, and that game you must remember it's the game whereby we saw Mdao from, and then we decided that this is the guy that must stay in the top division. Them coming to us and salvaging a point or 3 points, I think to be honest enough, it's a far-fetched thing. Because I've been looking at this team from as far as playoffs edition. They are not a team that are able to unlock an opposition's defense or to dismantle an opposition's midfield. They are a team that are unable to use the ball. When the ball they have it on them, they are unable. They don't have any options on how to use it. Positional play, it's weak. There's no supporting play. So coming up against us to a team that is well organized, it will need them a miracle to do that. It will need them a quick agency. It will need them an extra power to get a maximum of 2 goals in the first half. That's the best they could do. But looking at their stats from the playoffs, these guys they either score late or score early. But when they score early, they tend to sit back and hoof the ball forward and never play again. They'll just sit and wait for whatever happens from the oppositions. So throwing a surprise package like they did with the team from Soweto, it will be a thing of a miracle against us. So I'm not expecting that much of them to surprise us. Also considering the coach that they are having now, it's gonna be a thing that we have to dig very deep. The low block that guy applies. It's one of those low blocks you'd find. Yeah, it's either you have to unlock Kevin Hunt or you unlock this guy's low block. You have to work extra hard. So it's a team that will sit back and say, "Come to us," and then Tina will hoop it forward and see if ever can we run behind your defense and find something. But an early goal, we know that they're gonna sit back and then it will let us to work extra hard. And then a late goal also, it will mean that we have to unlock again because they will be now looking at packing it since there will be few minutes left to play. So it's a thing of in between the session, in between the game, we have to capitalize enough that we don't allow them to surprise us. But in fullness, in all honesty, a surprise package, I would be very shocked to see that.
Yeah, and I think I have a better chance of winning the lottery or the Powerball than these guys surprising us, man. I'd be shocked. I'd be shocked if they were to pull a surprise against Sundowns, man. I mean, in the 1999 2000 season, there's a team from Cape Town, funny enough, called Mara City, and they had a terrible record in the Premier Soccer League, man. They won only 2 games. They lost 28 games, and I think that was when the league still had 18 games. They drew 4 of their games. They conceded 85 goals. Their goal difference was minus 63. They only got 10 points in that season. In the current season, another Cape Town team in Cape Town Spurs, they are 16th They've played 13 games. They've won one, a huge scalp at that, and they've lost 12 of their games. Their goals for 10, the goals against 27, and goal difference is minus 17. They are currently on 3 points. They average goals for it's 0.77, which is very poor. Goals against, they average 2.08 games against per match. So it's really poor. So I think they might just break that terrible record Yamada C2 or come very close to it, man. You spoke about the coach that they now have, man. Your thoughts on the appointment of Ernst Middendorp?
Well, I think it's a bit late appointing him during the course of the season. I was looking at maybe Sean Butler to leave right after the first 5 matches, because from the playoffs up until the 5 matches, the team didn't show any growth to show us that they are now in a top division. They want to compete into keeping their place in the top division. They were still playing the same way. So now you are bringing Ernst Middendorp later in the season, almost 2 games away to the first half of the season, and then this guy is gonna be there for 4 games, and then you are expecting to change the team with a team that was not boosted up during the transfer window. You are having a squad that is inexperienced, but the experience that you have in the squad is already tired. You have Clinton Daniels, who is already tired. You have Nasser Ali, who's already tired. You have a player of Morninel that was deemed the best during his super sport days when he was young, but now he was regressed in a way that you can't understand what's happening. So it's a matter of what Ernst Middendorp has a huge task to do with this Cape Town Spurs team. The only thing that could save them, maybe it's going very hard on the transfer in the January transfer window. Try to get as much as good players, and also a few days ago they've released a surprise Ralani. So of which we don't understand what's happening about that. So it will be a surprise to who are those players they are going to be signing during the transfer in the January transfer. Because as it looks now, it looks as if like Minorno doesn't want to work with elder players or players who've been to certain teams and then have a bit regressed in their game. So it's a matter for he has to pull in a surprise package for Cape Town Spurs, and also for the league, the teams that he will play in. Because in the second half, it's a do or die situation now. Teams are trying to survive relegation. Teams are trying to get the necessary points to push their points. And then looking at also Ernst Middendorp, he's a coach that can salvage points, mostly draws. He's there, draws he can get them. But looking at this team, a draw it's something that's very, 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 very hard for them to get. It's something when you look at them when they play, you might think that okay, today they are playing better, they might get a draw, but at the same time, they within the minutes of the game, they change the whole tune of or the momentum of the game, and then move away from the point of them getting a draw. So Minerndorp has a lot and lot of work to do with that team. Firstly, he has to build a foundation on this team, and then your foundation has to start at the back. And then looking at the players that he has at the back, they are not good. Clayton Daniels, the villages are gone. Nasri Ali, the villages are gone. And then there's Dudley, of which is also not that good. So it's a matter of for this guy has to dig deep. He has to dig deep. He has to get the right players. And the right players, in my thinking, he might go to Marisburg, since well he's been with some of the players in the Marisburg before he went to Swallows and stuff. So he needs to bolster the squad and build a good foundation in order to make that miracle for him to survive the X.
Yeah. Now my issue is this thing of circulating the coaches, man. I think there are a lot of coaches that can, young up and coming coaches, technocrats. Middle is a very educated coach, a scholar of the game, but he's been in and around the PSL for way too long now. We need fresh minds now, new ideas, So that's my only gripe with the appointment Yamirin Malone, Sundowns in the last 3 games, we've only scored one goal. It came from the penalty spot, one goal in 270 minutes of football. Is this a cause for concern? Because for now, it really is. Because in one game, the first game, the Mazembe game, we created so much. Our finishing was terrible. In the game, Amazulu, so. And then in the last game, the third game, we just didn't create. Our forwards had to survive on crumbs, So this is a huge cause for concern for now. Because when you look at this, we have all our front line, all of them are available now, and now suddenly we can't score goals. Are you worried?
Yes, it's a concerning matter, as it comes as back as the time where we had Shalulile as our forward, as our trusted forward, whereby he was also misfiring and not converting those goals. But now we have him and Lucas Ribeiro in a game against TP Mazembe. So many chances were created, but we are failing to convert them. So for my side, I think it's a matter for these guys. They recently come back during the AFL final, and then when they come back, we weren't sure enough for their match fit, and then they were thrown in. So I think it's a matter for these guys. Maybe there are some few kilometers that are still needed for them to gel in back into their form that they had before they got injured, so that we can start converting. And also, again, I think they are trying too much in a way that their composure it gets lost in time of them to make those last finish for the chances that are created. So it's a matter for they must reserve themselves again. They must come back and calm themselves enough and be well composed into converting those chances again. And then also from Shishi's side, from our midfield, uh, on how we enter the final third, it has to be in a way that our chances are full, not to create those half chances instances, or in a way that we miss those one-on-one or things that will hurt us for a longest time. So it's a concern that I think it's not only on us as supporters, but also the technical team. I'm very much sure of it, where they are worried that we are not converting any goals now, and then 3 games with only one goal, and then you are having these two guys who are very good at finding a target. So it's a thing of it's a mental thing, or it's a physical thing, whereby they have to get those extra kilometers, or it's a thing of you have to work on it psychological. Or guys, when you get into this situation, be composed enough. You know where to hit it, or where to lay it. Or if ever you are the striker and then you see this is it's a situation whereby you cannot find the target, laid off to Umudao, that will be overlapping, laid off to Mashiho or Abdimamul, or maybe your Alende or your Zwane, so that we convert as a team, not to focus on them also. So our goals shouldn't be coming also only on our forwards, and but it also should come from every individual that is within the team. And then coming to Unasir, I think that one we have to be patient enough into a way that he gets his form back, since he was away for a longest time. So it's a thing of psychology and maybe some fitness stuff. That's what I think, hence why we are misfiring now.
Yeah, I'm really, really worried, man. But hopefully it will pass very soon. You earlier on touched on how low, in terms of the low block, Middendorp can get, and I expect the same. I think this will be his approach in this match. You look at the game that we played against, the last game that he played against Sundowns when he was at Swallows early last year. I think it was around January. He started the game with seven defenders and one defensive midfielder. He started with Lukuboni, Said, Allen, Sussman, I can't remember the other defender. And then he had Mgonyama at centre back, as well as Damons and Macheke as the defensive midfielder. I think the guy that I'd forgotten, that guy, man, who had a blonde hair, man. He used to play for one of our five-a-side teams. I just forgot his surname. He's a left back, if I'm not. He played for Cosmos. So, and in that match, we had 81 in the first half. We had 81% ball possession. Only had one shot at goal. Say Middendorp does the same again when Malume on Wednesday. What do we need to do to beat that?
Well, I have picked up from as far as their game against Pirates before Mirandop arrived. So it has been an ongoing thing with this team. So from that, the technical director, who was an interim coach, they played a 4-4-2 low block against Pirates. Same against Chiefs, they play a 4-4-2 low block, and then against Royal AM and Stelis and Richards Bay, it was still the same 4-4-2 low block. But against Stellenbosch, it was a 5-3-2 formation. So their weakness was that their left hand side, it's almost a freeway where positional play, it's questionable for their left back, of which it was Bam, and then also it was Taylor Dudley. So I think for us to unlock this low block, we have to deal with more of the style of play that we are using now, which is relationalism. We have to tilt in either side of their half. It's either we tilt to the right and open a space on the left where we can execute it when we switch play when they are tilted on the right, or it's either we are going to use the left, since well it's their weakest side, and try to find those half passes and in the half spaces, and also try to play behind this their left back, because at most he's not good on man marking, he's not good on ground and aerial duels, he's always caught lapping, and then also this left back of theirs creates a confusion between their two center backs. So if ever we can be able to pull away their left back, then we know that either Shalolile or Ribeiro, if they start, they'll be able to find enough space to be well composed and find the target between their two center backs. Because one of the center backs also likes to drift on the left side more, and then creating that space in a 6-yard boys, it's you find one center back being isolated. So for us to unlock that low block, we have to be patient enough, because they don't use much of the ball. So we have to use the ball very wisely, find the right spaces, move the ball in the right spaces, and also when it needs us to move it quicker, we have to move it quicker because of how they move. Because Bonangere, they hoof it forward and commit numbers in an opposition half. So if it needs us to move faster after we catch them on transition, on counter attack, then we have to move so not to allow them to have that regroup of applying their low block. So it's all in a metaphor. The ball, when we use it, we have to use it in a good way. Our passes have to be complete, because in the past games, we haven't been completing passes in a proper way. Our passes were very short. If they are not short, they are intercepted very easily. So we have to use the ball very well in order to able to draw out their block. Because I am looking at Hore, they might play more role as an extra player in their defense, and also have either Morton or Keegan Bushanan in their midfield and Mornenel. So it's a metaphor. We have to use Zwane to draw out moral, and then we and then on one of our wing backs to draw out their left back, and then be able to find the space between Clinton Daniels or with Nazri Ali or the Tanzanian defender. So it's a metaphor. The ball must be used in a proper way, and then we find those spaces to unlock the defense.
Yeah, no, great points, Malum. Great points. Great breakdown of their team, man. And yeah, when you mentioned how weak their left side is, my mind just went back to their game against Stellenbosch a few weeks ago. Adams, Jaden, scored one of the goals. It came from the right, across from Titus. And prior to that, Titus had found him twice from the right, and Jaden kicked the ball. He skyrocketed it, man. So yeah, it says a lot about their left, and you mentioned they are not so good defense. And I think in the danger from their side was gonna come because, like you said, they move it forward and hope for Pacia, Cupido, who was the top goal scorer last season in the NFD, and but now they play them more as a left forward, or that young boy who scored against Chiefs, Bartman. Yeah, but the one player that has really played well for them for now, he Pewane, and unfortunately he might not play because he's a Sundowns player. We don't know the contract agreements. Uh, in, in the last couple of matches, they have scored two identical goals. One against Chiefs, where Jared Moroli played a ball behind the Chiefs defense, and Luvua Pewa ran from deep and finished. And against Pirates, they scored the exact same goal, but Pewa was the one with the supplier who played the ball for Gerard Moreau, and he scored. So yeah, they will miss that relationship, yeah, Moreau Pewa, that they clearly have in the field of play now, man. Let's get into the lineup. So when how would you line up?
I will have Williams. My two center backs have Musa and Mandela. Left back and right back, ke Mashego le Grant Kekana. And then I'll have Tebogo Mokoena, Marcelo, and Maboy. And then a front three of Lucas, Shika, and Shaluli.
Our lineups are almost the same, just a few changes here and then. A lot of people are calling for a rotation. Having listened to Coach Ulan and what he said, I think a few weeks ago, late beginning of the season, mentioned where he sat down with the team, and he came to a conclusion where rotation is not always the best solution, because it takes away the momentum, the fluidity of the team, and you just can't give the minutes to players just because of rotation injuries. I don't think he will rotate this in this match, and more so with the fact that we're playing a team that we can get goals, a lot of goals from, and we haven't scored enough in our last three. So I think we will have Williams, Morena, because Modawi is suspended, Gegana, Libusa, Mashego, middle field three of Mokwena, Alende, Maboe, and front three of Shiga, Shalule, and Ribeiro. Score prediction?
We're taking this home with the 3 goals to 0. 3 Sundowns
Okay.
and Cape Town Spurs. Yes.
Okay, now we add
My
one
goal
more goal.
scorers.
Yeah, goal scorers.
I think Ribeiro is getting 2, and we'll get 1 from my boy.
All right. Now we'll go for a 4-0 win. I just won't have the goal scorers. And yeah, that's it, Masandawana. Thank you guys for watching. Next time you see us, will be on Sunday. Yes, we preview our return game to Pyramids in the Group A. Yeah, the CAF Champions League game week 4. You'll catch us on Sunday. And please continue subscribing. Thank you, Malome. Thank you, Masandawan.
Thank you.